Good afternoon. You're right on time for the news now. My name is Alela. Straight to it, and regional as well as international human rights activists have expressed concern over what they describe as increasingly compromised electoral environment in Uganda ahead of Thursday's presidential and parliamentary elections. The activists under the Africans for Africa banner claim that Uganda government has effectively shifted control of the electoral process from the Independent Electoral Commission to security forces, creating conditions that could enable large-scale vote rigging. The group further accuses authorities of barring independent election observers as well as restricting media access, measures they say undermine transparency.
Elections won't be fair and just, because when you look at even in Kampala right now, in major towns, the UPDF has taken over. In fact, the Electoral Commission is not in charge. It's the police, it's the military.
Many organizations were denied accreditation for monitoring the elections. A lot of organizations have been banned. The other political contenders that were in the race, most of them have been treated unfairly.
Uganda in the next few days, if we are not cautious, tens of hundreds of young people could be murdered.
And the Law Society of Kenya LSK has expressed concerns over what it calls a sustained effort to sideline private legal practitioners from public sector work. This follows ex-parte conservatory orders issued in Nakuru petition number E001 of 2026, blocking the national government as well as public entities from hiring private advocates and law firms to represent them in court. Addressing the press on Tuesday, the society said the case reflects a recurring pattern aimed at locking out private advocates from government briefs despite past rulings affirming fair and competitive procurement of legal services.
Unless there's a government policy saying that all professionals should not be given work, there should be no discrimination. We have architects, we have doctors, we have engineers, who are all hired by government, and at the same time external professionals are still taken to do the work. We register our concern over this outright misunderstanding and mischaracterization of the work advocates undertake in the favor of public entities. For the avoidance of doubt, the retention of external legal counsel follows a strict, rigorous and competitive procurement process in accordance with the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act.
Members, we strongly oppose this ill-advised move and urge those involved to reconsider this overzealous upheaval of legal practice. The right to representation of one's choice is a fundamental right enshrined under Article 50 of the Kenya Constitution and is at the core of the fundamental principles of social justice, access to justice, the rule of law, and human rights.
President William Ruto has criticized former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua for mobilizing young people to provide personal protection, warning against the misuse of youth for private security interests. And now speaking after launching the 103.9 million Kenya shillings Nota Fund for youth businesses in Samburu, Isiolo, Laikipia and Marsabit, Ruto said Kenya youth should not be reduced to personal guards for privileged individuals. Ruto noted the initiative complements other government programs including affordable housing, labor export, digital economy, expanded jobs and internships, and as well support for young entrepreneurs targeting over 800,000 youth nationwide.
Mimi nataka niulize wewe mtu ambaye ni bure. Unachochea vijana wetu waende wafanye fujo. Unawaambia waende wakupigie kura. Alafu hawa vijana nini chao? Huna mpango ya kijana yeyote. Wewe uko na mpango yako ni yako kutumia hawa vijana.
Nataka niwaulize vijana, mtu asikuje kukuambia ati akupatie shilingi 100, shilingi 200, uende ukarushe mawe na kupiga wapinzani wa huyo mtu wa kisiasa. Wale viongozi wanataka kusaidia vijana, wawatafutie pesa kama hii ya nyota.
Hii program was a bit more deliberate in the sense that tulisema hatutaki kijana wote aseme hana hata fare. Tulikuwa tunawapatia fare. Si ndio? Kila mmoja alikuwa anakuja training na anapewa fare. Si ndio hivyo?
The family of the late Raphael Kivundui is demanding for justice following his death at a construction site in Karen on the 10th January 2026. Speaking at the city mortuary in Nairobi, the family has raised serious concerns regarding workplace safety and compliance with labor as well as occupational safety laws. Relevant authorities have been called upon to uphold the law and protect the dignity and welfare of workers. Now, the widow, Lydia Kivundui, says the family of the 3 children has been left in a state of despair, not knowing how they will pull through this challenging time, even as they prepare for the burial slated for the 24th of this month.
Tuliachana tu vizuri kwa nyumba asubuhi na akaenda kazi. Around 10:30 wakiwa tea break, he called me. Na tukaongea tu stories za kawaida tu, akaniambia anakunywa chai nini, na akaniambia wanafunga kazi saa 7 so anakuja. Ndio tulikuwa saa 4:30. Now after there tukafika around 2:50. Nikakuwa anxious. Kwa nini hajafika kwa nyumba na anafikanga mapema? So I started calling Raphael. Nilikuwa nampigia around 2:50, simu haikuwa inashikwa. Around 4:50 ndio nilipiga bado simu yake tena. Ikashikwa na jamaa fulani, sikumbuki jina lake. Akaniambia, nikamuuliza mwenye simu ako wapi? Akaniambia mwenye simu amepata ajali. Nikamuuliza amepatia ajali wapi? Akakata simu. Nikapiga tena. Kupiga tena akaniuliza wewe ni nani kwake? Nikamwambia mimi ni bibi yake. Akaniambia huyu jamaa amepata ajali na ni kama ameatuacha.
And Chief Justice Martha Koome has presided over the swearing-in of Supreme Court Judge Njoki Ndung'u and Magistrate Evelyn Olwande as new members of the Judicial Service Commission. Justice Ndung'u joins as the Supreme Court's representative, while Olwande will represent magistrates. Now, Ndung'u's election that was conducted under the Judicial Service Act, as well as overseen by the IEBC, ensures continuity of Supreme Court representation at the JSC and strengthens judicial governance.
It's a place where we get a lot of pressure, but we have to keep in mind the weight and the trust that the people of Kenya have placed on us and given us the Constitution as our utmost north.
I pledge to continue representing the perspectives of magistrates and judges with honesty and balance, while always keeping in focus the broader institutional goal of a strong, independent, accountable, and people-centered judiciary.
And even as I step into the shoes of my late brother, Justice Ibrahim, I do commit to also represent, in as far as possible, the concerns of other judges and judicial officers as we work in the Judicial Service Commission.
And Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro has announced a reduction in day secondary school fees from 1,000 to 500 shillings per term under the Kiharu Masomo Bora Program 2026. The initiative is expected to benefit more than 12,000 students across 65 day secondary schools that is in the constituency, easing the financial burden on families and improving access to education. The new fee structure takes effect from Term 1 2026 and will apply to all learners from grade 10 to Form 4 in public day secondary schools in Kiharu.
Yeyote ako grade 10, Form 3 and 4 in all the day secondary schools in Kiharu, which are around 65, covering 12,000 learners, that the school fees in Kiharu is only 500 shillings per term. And the learners will take school from Monday to Saturday. Na sio githeri kila siku. Tuna mix kamchele na kagitheri kidogo wasisahau. And last Friday the last Friday of the month in Kiharu. Wanafunzi wataendelea kukula chapati, tunyorokia maneno vile inafaa.
All right, so parents and early childhood learners in Wajir County are set to benefit from a new initiative launched by the Ministry of Education, the county government of Wajir, and Teach for Kenya to strengthen early childhood development (ECD) institutions. Now, of course, the program includes the rollout of the organization's first fellowship cohort, which will be deployed to various ECD schools to support foundational learning.
And you can see how competitive the world has become. It is a global village nowadays. It is our child. And the child that thrives from this community does exemplarily well. So it is a question of us giving that child an opportunity. And once the child is given an opportunity, definitely we'll see results.
Wajir represents a really great opportunity, immense potential, but also really great challenges that we're really excited to navigate with the help of the county government and also the Ministry of Education, who we are working in partnership with. From 0 to grade 3, children learn to read and write, but from grade 3 onwards, they have to read and write to learn. So we are here to form the foundational skills that they need to thrive in the 21st century.
ECD centers, if I may say, there are over 300 centers. And we have an enrollment of over 28,000 learners in the county and over 500 teachers.
English Premier League defending champions Liverpool secure their ticket in the 4th round of the FA. 15 minutes past the top of the hour. That's where we close the news now. More coming your way at 7 and 9 p.m. Keep it TV47. My name is Linda Alela. Good afternoon.